Hey everyone, welcome to Average Joe Preparedness. My name's Rick, and I'm an Average Joe. I was going to make a different video today. I did this little challenge thing, and people were supposed to send in what they wanted me to buy with 25 bucks. I was going to test it out, blah, blah, blah. I'll probably make that video tomorrow. What this video is about today is hurricane preparedness. Now, I just did a video, and I talked about the bags and how they build up and how different preps stack, and you can be ready for those things. But this hits a little closer to home, and there's lessons learned. So, very first thing I want to say is I have friends and family in the affected area, and so does the lovely lady in my life. They are all safe. Okay? Let's make sure we're clear. Everyone's safe. I don't want you thinking I'm a cold-hearted bastard by doing lessons learned from their experience and be like, wow, man, these people just went through it. And you're talking about, yes, trust me. They're all safe. And now you strike when the iron's hot, when things are on people's minds. And now we can do some lessons learned. Yes? Yes. Now I'm filming this on Friday, and the hurricane just went through. It went across Florida, the Tampa Bay area, south of the Tampa Bay area where our friends and family are. It went through Florida, and now, as of today, it is hitting the coast of, I think, South Carolina. So it's going to impact other areas too. However, we're going to focus on the Florida impact and what happened to the people that we know. So, and some, again, I don't know if you guys just saw that. I should edit my videos better. And lessons learned. Yes? Yes. Now on this channel, I focus on what average people can do, just normal people. I'm an average guy, nothing special. And I do it in kind of three things. The first one is nothing special. It's for preparedness. It is what the Red Cross recommends. It's what FEMA recommends. It's what your state probably recommends if you go to your .govs on your states. And that would be things like fire extinguishers and smoke detectors and little emergency kits for your cars and first aid kits. I've gone over a few of those. So basically, nothing that anyone can argue with, just basic preparedness. Yes? Now I always add on to that your finances because, and I do it in almost all videos, if you're not financially prepared, you're just going to make things worse. Everything's just going to be worse. So always work on your finances. And we're actually going to get into that here in a second too on lessons learned. But the next level would be what I call camping. Now I've pointed out some camping equipment, and I've talked about some escapades that we've done where we've gone camping and things that have happened like when there wasn't any water and digging slit trenches and stuff. But I talk about camping because it's safe for people to talk about. Now, as we're going to get into, if you do things for camping, if you find yourself in a contingency like those people that are now in Florida and soon to be in other areas, if you have stuff for camping, you'd be surprised how much, I don't know if you'll be surprised, how much those things can be used in a contingency. There's no electricity there. Well, if you have camping supplies like lanterns, and you've got the little ones that are solar powered lanterns or those hand cranked radios and the such. If you don't have water, but you make sure that you have water, you have ways of cleaning water, the little life straws and the such, these things can help you out. Yes? So hopefully you can see I do camping stuff and how it can be used in contingencies. And then finally, once in a while, we touch on things that are way worse, but barely touch on them. And it's more so to see how getting prepared normally, what the Red Cross or FEMA recommends, to doing camping stuff, we'll call it that, camping stuff, can get you prepared if you are concerned with those really large things. And again, I'll boil it all back down to finances. Make sure your finances are straight. Yes? So anyways, that's it in a nutshell. But let's talk about the experience my family just had with this hurricane. Now, one family, they did well. They don't have electricity. They don't have internet. They have to walk pretty far to get a signal, so we get stuff every once in a while. But I love the text I got from them, which is, we don't have power, we don't have water, water's out, but we have plenty of food, we have plenty of water, and we have plenty of board games. Now, I don't know, I don't have the checklist anymore handy, but in almost all the checklists, among other things they have are like board games or decks of cards. And people may wonder, well, I don't know if I really need that. And In a contingency, you do. I've been in places, and I almost always, in my last career, I almost always had a couple decks of cards because there's going to be times where you need to keep yourself occupied when you don't have uh, cable and internet and electricity and all these good things. You still have to keep yourself occupied. And if you have children, you have to keep them occupied too. So, board games, yes, you need them. Or a deck of cards, something along those lines, yes. But I'd like to point out that they had food and they had water. They were ready for these things. And food that can be prepared without the electricity. So I've gone over before. I did taste tests, like you guys can't. I don't know if you can see that. I did MREs, which need nothing. Those MREs basically you can just eat them. If you have a little bit of water, you can heat them up. They have the heaters in them. I've done camper food. I'm pointing off because there's one right there. I've done camper food, which you do need water for, but they're simple to make. Now, they don't have electricity. They're not going to have electricity for a while, and they haven't had it for a couple of days. So you can't count on things that are like in your freezer or in your fridge. You're going to need to be prepared for contingencies. These people should and needed to, and some are, prepared for what happened. And again, think FEMA, Red Cross, think camping. You don't necessarily, and those things add up to something terrible, such as a hurricane. Now, another family member, and again, everyone is safe, their house hit the wall eye of the storm and never went into the eye. It moved around them. So basically, and they stayed in the wall eye, which was terrible. So basically, the winds were blowing in one direction. If you guys understand how a hurricane works, as the closer you get to the center, the stronger the winds are until you get into the eye. So, and it tore all the shingles off of one side of their house because the wind is blowing in a certain direction. And worse off, it actually took off the tar paper. And then as it turned but stayed on top of them, then it came from a different direction. And it tore off all those shingles and tar paper. And then it turned, and basically it stripped their entire house of shingles and tar paper. In which case, then it leaked because you just have the plywood up there. It's not sealed. Water got in. It's in their walls. It actually started coming out of their, pointing at like light sockets, light switches. Water was actually coming out of that. So their house is a total gut job. It's going to have to be a total gut job. Once again, they were all safe. Okay? Safe. That being said, they have food, they have water, they have alternate forms of cooking. So they're good to go for now. I mean, I don't want to downplay the tragedy that their house is going to have to be gutted and rebuilt because once water gets into sheetrock, it's just done. And normally, when you have a flood, you call an abatement team. They come out, they tear that stuff off, they put these big fans in. I know because I've dealt with flooding before, and they dry it out. Well, it's going to be days, if not weeks, before that happens because of this. So there's water going to be sitting inside the wall. So it's just going to be terrible. And the lovely lady in my life, one of her family members, their house was totally, and again, they're safe, but their house was totally destroyed. It's now uninhabitable. It's gone. My family members still can habitate, can still live in the house, but it's not going to be, they can't stay there for very long. Now I'm going to tie this back into money and taking care of your finances. Don't think I'm a bastard. Everybody's okay. But again, we need to do this now while everybody's thinking about it. Even if you have great insurance, which they do, you still have a deductible. You still have costs that are going to be out of pocket. These things happen. Hurricane season happens every year. Okay, in California, earthquake happens every year. In Tornado Alley, a tornado happens. If you live in these places, and maybe on the edges because it expands sometimes, you need to be ready for these things. And finances, it doesn't matter how good your insurance is. It doesn't matter how well prepared you are for things. If your finances are not in place, if you owe a ton of money, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you don't have anything in your savings, it's going to just keep punching you. It's going to keep punching you. It's going to keep punching you. Being prepared for things is to reduce that. Yes? And I hope you can see it. I hope you don't think I'm being a jerk here, but you need to get your finances in order. Okay, so let me see. Making this quick, or trying to make this video short. You'll forgive me, I'm thinking about my family and stuff. And not just my family. There's a lot of people out there that are going to be suffering for quite a while. So, but trying to turn something negative into something that's sort of a positive. I hope you can see how having the basic essentials for preparedness, like I said, I'm going to keep saying all the time, Red Cross, FEMA, or whatever your state is, .gov, and they'll have checklists for things to for you to recommend it for you to have on hand. And hopefully you can see once something happens, you can go, okay, I get it. I see how these things apply. And then again, talking about camping, I use these for camping. These little lamps, you pull them up and they light up. Because in a contingency, candlelight is bad. I mean, if you have to use candles, okay, that's fine, but they're dangerous. They catch on fire, the wind blows them out, blah, blah, blah. But camping equipment, such as flashlights, the headlamps, the lamps like this, these things can be used in these cases, something larger like a hurricane. So camping equipment, I'm a serious advocate for it. Yes? Yes. But a public service announcement, for lack of a better term. A lot of people are suffering. If you feel like you'd like to help and you'd like to know how, please be careful of scams. They happen every single time. You'll get an email that looks like it's coming from the Red Cross or from some other reputable, good reputation place, and they're scams, okay? If you want to donate money, if that's what you'd like to do, go to the site, okay? Something that you know, like, we'll take the Red Cross, okay? I'm not plugging them, but, I mean, they're everywhere. So go to their site if you'd like to donate money. No challenge here. It's just watch out for the scams. They happen every time. And if you feel like you want to help out, please do so through, again, a reputable company, I say it that way, but organization, we'll put it that way, and go to their official site to do it. Don't fall for the emails or the text, please. Yes. All right, as I said, I'm going to make another video maybe tomorrow about the little equipment that I'm going to test out and how I'm going to test it out and why I'm testing it out, blah, 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 you expect it. So, but I thought this video was more important. Yes? Yes. So, I hope this finds you well. I hope you are as happy as you can be. I hope you are trying to stay positive. And please, I hope you are being prepared.